con artist and a fraud. Jesus is the biggest fucking fraud that ever came into the black community. Jesus is a fraud. And anyone selling you on Jesus is the con artist. And this goddamn black man stood on that car because he doesn't have the educational tools nor the resources.
So that's just a little snippet, yeah, of what we're gonna dive and dwell into today. Yeah? So I want to know, like, when people hear people talk like this about the Messiah, from a biblical aspect, what is this, and how do people feel about this? So let's just hear a couple minutes or a couple seconds of where Brother Polight's going with this, and we'll start from there.
Jesus, you niggas want to talk about who's a con artist and a fraud? Jesus is the biggest fucking fraud that ever came into the black community.
Now, Maestro, do you agree with that statement that Jesus is the biggest fraud and con artist in the black community?
I would disagree with that one. I disagree. I disagree because, can I say why? Yeah, I disagree because I feel like, you know what? Maybe I'm making a judgment because obviously I've seen a bit of the video, not the whole thing, innit? But I feel like the context of what he's saying is more so in not just the name Jesus, but the story of the Messiah, innit? I feel like he is saying that is a fraud. That story is a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud, and I think that's a lie.
I'm ashamed. It's a damn lie. It's a feel-good doctrine. Jesus, you niggas want to talk about who's a con artist and a fraud? Jesus is the biggest fucking fraud that ever came into the black community. Jesus is a fraud. And anyone selling you on Jesus is the con artist.
So, when he says, yeah, anyone selling you on Jesus is a con artist, do you agree with him on that?
No, I disagree with him. Right now, I'm just watching him, but I disagree.
I'll be honest with you. I agree with him on that. I do feel, yeah, not everybody that speaks about Jesus is genuine. Some of these people are con artists, and if you want to get really deep into it, like, Jesus wasn't even his name, innit?
And this goddamn black man stood on that car because he doesn't have the educational tools nor the resources to know what to disseminate to those people. So he had to give them a feel-good doctrine. He had to give them a non-seen, intangible, incorporeal being to believe in. But where was the Jesus? Do you know in Charleston in the church?
Do you believe the powers that be gave us an invisible being in the sky to believe in?
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's true. Yeah, and in a deeper sense, yeah, I can agree.
That they were praying to Jesus when that white man went in there and killed 9 people, 6 of them black women who give birth to our children. They was praying to Jesus. And do you know what they did the day after the church congregation that didn't get murdered? They went back in the church, and guess what they did? They prayed for the people that got murdered praying for Jesus.
Now when I hear things like this, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it's funny and all of that stuff, yeah, but brother Polight needs to understand that there's a lot of people that do believe in this. I'm gonna use the word Jesus in it, but I'm gonna use it very, what's the word? I don't even know the word I want to use, bro. But yeah, lightly in it. Like, I'm gonna use it very lightly because me personally, I don't believe in Jesus in it. You get me? Not that word, and it's long to give you too much explaining. But for the people that do, and when Brother Polight speaks on this type of term, yeah, I feel bad for him at the same time, yeah. But at the same time, I don't blame him for speaking like this because I don't think he understands, or I don't think he chooses to understand. So when people hear him talk like this, don't go and curse him to like eternal damnation like this. Like, let the Most High deal with a man like this, because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, but at the same time he doesn't.
What those people's excuse for that? You know what the religious man and woman's excuse is for them brothers and sisters getting killed in the church? They ain't praying to the right God. They praying to the false God. You see, we praying to the real God.
Now, anyone that says something like that is definitely not a follower of the Most High. That is a very unrighteous statement to even say. So if they did say that, I don't even condone that, because that's very stupid to say, oh, they got killed because they was praying to the wrong God. No one should ever say that. No one ever. And if you have that type of thinking in your head, because he got killed because he's Christian, or he got killed because he's Jew, or he got killed because he's Muslim, you yourself, my friend, already have the mark of the beast.
See what religion do to you? Make you make a distinction amongst victims in your own community. Now they wasn't the ones praying to God the right way. You guys got to.
He's got a point there. Religion. What's your thoughts on religion?
My thoughts on religion are, I feel like obviously religion is just a political thing, isn't it? But to go back to what he was saying, just before I go back into what is religion, because I wanted to say something, yeah. This guy, when I'm looking at him speak, I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, truth. When someone speaks truth, yeah, it doesn't come from a place of feeling, yeah, because truth is something that you know, innit? Yeah. So when you speak your truth, the way you speak your truth and the way you come across is very, very different, innit? But the way I'm looking at this guy now is like what he's saying is coming from a place of feeling, and a lot of feeling, a lot of emotions, as opposed to truth. And this is the reason why I'm thinking this guy doesn't really know what he's saying. He's really just moved by emotion right now, and he's not thinking about what he's saying. He doesn't know what he's saying. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Is this a good example of someone using the Lord's name in vain?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Monopoly on praying to God the right way. You guys got a monopoly on the doctrine. The book has been translated several times. It's copywritten and owned by white folks, but you niggas got a monopoly on what it really means. How do
you see? It has been copyrighted. It has been, but okay. Mm-hmm.
Make you make a distinction amongst victims in your own community. Now they wasn't the ones praying to God the right way. You guys got a monopoly on praying to God the right way. You guys got a monopoly on the doctrine. The book has been translated several times. It's copywritten and owned by white folks, but you niggas got a monopoly on what it really means. Do you not realize it's a lie?
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, yeah? So, the fact that the Bible's been translated several times, does that make the Bible, the message of the Bible, false?
Doesn't make it false, but you know me, it makes it corrupted.
But the message, if it doesn't make it false, so what does it make it then? Is it still truth?
It's hard to give a definite answer for that, because so many people could read the Bible and get so many different answers.
No. I'm not saying, yeah. I'm not saying for like people that don't understand it, innit?
You're saying for me?
No. I'm not even saying for you. I'm just saying for what the book is, in terms of like the book, the message of the book from beginning to end, whether you understand the book or not, innit? Just what the book is. The book is, if you go on Google, you say what is the Bible, it says it's basically the story of, or whatever we say, the tribe of Israel, the history of ancient Israel and God's people. That's what it will say, innit? That story, bro, yeah, that description, that is not false. Yeah, I'm trying to say.
Is that your? Are you saying that as an absolute?
No, because I was asked. That's what I was asking you.
Okay,
yeah.
Right, so re-ask me the question, because I thought ask me the question again.
Okay, so the question was, yeah, he's saying the Bible's been written several times, innit? So the fact that it's been translated several times, does that make it false?
Okay, all right. So now that is a very good question what you're asking, because you see, if you're a wise man, you can't give a yes and a no answer to that one. He's not lying in what he's saying. The book has been translated. It's been copyrighted by white people. But hold on. but black people have monopolized the book, saying they really know what it means. He's not lying when he says it, because bro, you come to me, I'll definitely explain to you what the fuck that book is, innit? Now, is it truth? Everyone that reads this book and takes it serious knows that you have to read it with a certain spirit. Now, if you're not reading it with that certain spirit, will you get the understanding that you're supposed to get from the book?
You won't get the understanding, but that doesn't take away the fact that the truth is still there in the book. So even if you don't understand it, the book itself is truth. Whether you understand it or not, that's really down to you, innit? Because the book itself is truth. What he's saying is because of it's been translated several times, that's why the book is corrupted, that's why the book is this and that, and it's like, okay, fair enough, but the message, there may be textual differences and stuff, and different like languages and understandings and everything. We understand that different, I'm trying to say, cultures, different languages written in different styles, because the Bible is all about writing styles. That's really all it is. I'm trying to say, it's a book. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the message is still the same throughout every translation, every version. So that's why I'm saying what he's saying, there's no truth to it, fam.
I can't lie. I can't have it as simple as and black and white as that. Only reason why I can't give a yes or no answer to it, yeah, is because I know the power the book has. And I know I've seen people read it and tell me the most wildest shit, and I've had to like debate with them for months, blood, to show them because this ain't like, you're reading it wrong, fam. So to say, is it truth? It's I say it like this: you have to have the right spirit to understand the book. If you are not, if you're reading it from an educational standpoint, maybe that's another point to read it from. But if you're just reading it to like find information, you will never find what you're finding at all. Like it's not that type of book. You understand, fam? Like, so it's not a cut and dry answer to give. Now, for him to say, is the book a lie? The book is not a lie. It's not a lie. How it's been given to you is a lie.